I've asked you to do a couple things. You know.
Like grab your keys.
Yeah, thank you. Well done.
Welcome to the Amazon life.
Yeah, fuck that.
Is that really
taste.
is that really a way to treat the man the first time he's come on the pod?
Yeah. Would we really be the podcast to?
I mean,
nice
that's
to
true.
people?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, to everybody that's listening and watching, we have a new face in the room. He's been a part of the team behind the scenes for a very long time. If you come by the Fan Reacts, you see him out there every week, introducing the man himself, Berb.
It's nice to finally be
Borb.
on the. It's nice to finally be on the podcast. I'm loving how this has been going on. Been able to be behind the scenes, and it's finally nice to be on one. So I'm glad to be here.
It's nice to have 4 people in the room again for the first time in what, months?
Yeah.
You
Alan
know.
and Bryce are both absentees for a while.
Yep, and now his schedule's finally worked out that he gets to come in here. And hey, perfect timing though with the Atlanta watch party coming up. You know what I mean? Starting to get everybody back in here, everybody on the same page. All your traveling's done. You know what I mean? Now we're all kind of home for the next couple of months, so it's time to show out for that one for sure. Definitely want to get some special guests, working on some special raffle prizes for it, so it's going to be a good time. You may notice the new setup, the new video. We, true OC Fan TV fashion, last minute,
Scuffed.
trying to get everything to work, but hey, got me over here in the little producer corner over here with the video camera, and then the lads with the nice little background there, I do have to say. Let me get my...
But is it a real OC Fan TV podcast if it's not scuffed?
No, exactly. Got my fat head out of the way, so now you guys can actually see the background and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is scuffed too. No lights. You're alone, kind of. Not really. You're just right there.
I'm always alone on this couch, though.
Are you okay?
It's the monster. It's carbonated.
So...
What? Don't look at me, 12-ounce or 47-ounce monster. Oh.
Oh,
Arizona.
boy.
All right.
This man is having a shocker.
Oh shit.
We'll save him
I
for a
was
little bit.
wondering why I saw that. It was
All right, so
scaring
you're
me.
at
If
what,
you say
plus one?
something stupid.
Yeah,
you're-
so Zach's at
you're
1.
taking a bean.
Yeah, so we'll fill everybody in
All
because
right.
not everybody watched the live.
And we just haven't had a podcast in.
Yeah, since that was what I was going to get into, international break, you know, even us personalities and whatever you want to call us, dickheads,
I'll go with that, yeah.
need some time off, you know what I mean? We need to take some time to recharge. I know I was able to get up to Tennessee for a little bit, go away out there, spend some time up in the Smoky Mountains. That was good. Either you guys do anything, get away, kind of recharge.
Spent my time on Canva trying to design stuff, and so no.
So he didn't take time off. Dave, you do anything?
Yeah, I sat in my room for like 2 days because I was sick.
Heck yeah.
That was fun.
Sounds like the life.
Nothing else.
Bryce currently in the Keys, so he's
He was drunk.
When is
doing
it
the
out?
thing,
What's new?
Yeah.
doing the Bryce thing, but little, late to be taking your trips. International breaks over, my man. You should have taken it a little earlier. Speaking of planning your trips, you know what you fucked up on, buddy. I won't call you out on the podcast, but you know what you did. Bryce,
Oh,
scheduling.
yeah.
You know what you did.
Yeah. He's not the brightest bulb in the room.
Hey,
Neither
I'm
am I, though.
confused.
we'll tell you later.
Yeah.
Off the.
A little bit
Off the camera.
off the camera. So you guys want to get into it a little bit?
Please, I'm sweating my ass off.
Nice. Sounds like a good time.
Does it really, though? I don't think so.
Finally get you working out again.
All right, so
I'm counting that as one for you because there's no, need.
That's not one.
There's no need for it,
It
though.
was foul, but it wasn't stupid.
Facts.
Kind of like our attack. One of the players in our attack is Alexander Pato. Been linked with a possible exit to Fluminense for $1.9 million, I believe it was. How, Berb, your first time on, you're going to have the first opinion. How would you feel if Pato left?
Take the money and run. I mean, even with his previous clubs, injuries and inconsistency has hindered his career. I mean, when he was at AC Milan, we all thought he was going to be the next Ronaldinho, next great player to come out of Brazil. And it just never happened for him. And he gets to Orlando City, and injuries hinder him again. And you see flashes of good play from him, but it's never quite there. I still don't think he's gelled with the team as much as I'd like to see it. Chemistry's still just a bit off. Everything's just been a bit off with him ever since he's gotten here. So, I mean, if I'm the board, I would say take the money and run.
So even though he was one of our best, if not the best attacking player at the beginning of the season, you still don't think he's fully gelled? Because, yeah, I mean Carr hasn't gelled, Facundo hasn't gelled. He's kind of off.
Carr's putting it together, but Pato's been in the squad now, I mean, technically for 2 years. Almost.
Realistically, truly half a year.
Truly half a year. He's been able, not as much game time. I mean, apparently in the preseason, not this year, but last year, before he got hurt against Atlanta, he was looking real good, scoring goals in preseason, and then injuries hit him, and like I said, when injuries hit Pato, it just hasn't been good, hasn't been able to recover and get back to good form. He did save us with a couple of goals at the beginning of the year, but he's been kind of lackluster these past couple games, and I don't know if I can see him turning his form around. So that's where I stand on that.
I think it was not last match, not the Houston match, but whatever it was before. What was
New England?
Was that New England? Yeah, he had one shot. He cut inside on his right and almost put it kind of top left. Keeper made a nice save, diving to his right. But I think that's the only thing that I can truly remember from him in the past couple games, which isn't really what you want from Alexander Pato, who's made his rounds through Europe. Yeah, I don't know. I think if we get rid of him, one, we lose depth. Yeah, we brought in Jake Mulroney. Benji's kind of inconsistent. Facundo, Cara haven't really gelled. Sylvester's hurt. So right now I just think we need to keep the depth. If we got rid of him right now, we'd be hindering ourselves more than helping ourselves with the money that comes in. So it's just a 50-50 kind of split for me.
I mean, I would say hopefully not in this transfer window, but if we could save it till December, I think that would be ideal, because also you do have to remember we do have that other winger that is coming in next year.
Gaston.
Mm-hmm. So if he leaves, Gaston comes in, we're not losing too much depth.
Yeah.
However, I mean, it is a new piece, which therefore means more gelling, getting comfortable with the team. So that also might take time, just like it has for Cara and other pieces. But
I'd be fine with it in the summer, in like the World Cup window, in January, winter window. But if we lose him now,
I could see that. I could see that being an issue. I mean, it's nice having both him and Tesho on the pitch at the same time, because Tesho will do all the running and
he can try and make something happen.
Exactly. So
the problem with waiting with him, though, if you wanted to cash in, is he's on a 1-year deal. So as soon as the season's end, his contract's up, basically.
Yeah, so he could leave on a free.
So so from what my understanding and what I've seen in the reports is his plan was to play here, finish out here the year, and either sign again for us for another year or just retire. He's at that point in his career where he's content where he is, and if he's not going to be re-signed by us, he's just going to retire.
So then where are these reports coming out for Fluminense?
Well, that's them approaching us and saying we are willing to pay.
Why would a club be willing to pay almost $2 million for a guy that's almost ready to retire and only has half a year left on his contract?
Yeah, no. From what I saw, I could find the tweet later and maybe send it over to you, so maybe it'll get edited in here. But it was, I believe, from his agent, and they were saying that the reports kind of caught him off guard, and the interest caught him off guard because
I remember seeing
his full intent was to finish out the year here and either re-sign another contract with us for a year or just retire.
So is he interested in leaving? Or
I honestly
no
don't think
idea?
I don't think he really has any interest in leaving. I'm going to be honest.
If he's caught off guard by it, if he's caught off guard by City talking to Fluminense, then first of all, that means he wasn't even thinking about it or talking to his agent about it. So I think being caught off guard is kind of not really wanting to.
Yeah,
he probably wasn't
not
expecting
necessarily.
it.
Not caught off guard doesn't have to be like he doesn't want it, but it's just like it's a shock, like a surprise.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
unexpected.
a surprise move considering he's in his 30s, way out of the prime of his career.
Yeah.
And still been injury prone, but yet a club still wants to come in with honestly a decent size offer for what
The
he's
player.
worth now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see in how that plays out, because he could change his mind and say, I want to go back to Brazil, where I'm from, and say, let's play a year there and call it quits. So we never know. You could see something like that happening, but I think he'd stay in Orlando.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hope that he stays here. It's like Zach was saying, that's a big part of our team right now. Like you were saying, it's nice to have him and Tesho on the field at the same time. I feel like they complement each other and they're working well off of that. But I don't know. 1.5, like, yes, that is a decent size offer, but we're not talking about, life-changing money here. So I would
It's a
show
good chunk.
it's
Yeah.
yes, it's a good chunk, and for the size transfers that we see in the MLS, that's a decent sizable transfer for sure.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's not life-changing money for us because the owners have shown that they will invest more money than they have in the past. So I'd show some loyalty to the guy that's going to show loyalty to us and help us reach that next point rather than just cashing in at this point. Because, yes, we do have Gaston, and he's not going to be expected to step in right away. He's going to have time to develop and do all that stuff.
Especially coming off of an injury like that.
Yeah, well, he's here in the States now.
He was just at the game on Saturday.
Yep. He was with Rodrigo up in the stands, I believe. And one of our trainers did go over there to supervise the surgery and the beginning of the recovery.
Good.
Again, find the tweet so we can edit it in later. But shout out to you, doctor, for going over there, making sure that this man gets
Good surgery.
a good surgery done and off on the right foot for his recovery, because that was some horrific news for all of us when we found that out.
Yeah. Quick side note before we get into that. Why would you buy a player and then let him finish out the season there? Like, he's our player, so just say no. Like, I'm sorry, we bought him. We're sending you money. Move on. Like, the final game of the season, and he messes up his knee that badly. It's not worth it. Were they fighting for like an important spot?
No, it was just that comes down to also the manager of the club too that he's at. It's not like in the final game of the season you're fighting for anything. You're just playing for pride, and let your player go out with a good exit. You know what I mean? While he's on his 2 feet, pull him out of the game. If you're going to play him in his last game there, pull him out of the game, let him take his lap around the stadium because they love him there. You know what I mean? Now, his exit is in the back of a stretcher. You know what I mean? You're giving a thumbs up like, I'm alive.
I'm just trying to I want to find that game and see if there was any meaning to it. Because if it was just
I'm pretty sure it was just the last game of the season. You're playing for pride at that point.
Do you know what minute he got hurt at?
I'm
Or
pretty
is
sure
it
it was
just
late in
some
the
point?
game.
Late?
60, 70.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was
late in the
like
game.
60, late 60s.
So like right when he's about to come off.
You should
realistically.
be pulling him off around that point. Yeah,
And
That's
if they
so
didn't have
tough.
the sub ready, they had it.
had
the
it ready
wrong
then. Yeah, I agree with why would you let the player play, but I feel like that comes down to our international relations with clubs and stuff like that.
That's true.
And the ability to work in the transfer market, getting these clubs to talk to us and sell, and maybe we can get better deals because we're going to let the player stay for 2 or 3 weeks.
Exactly.
We may end up getting screwed over in the end, and it may come to be a problem for us.
It's
but
just unfortunate timing.
If it's
I mean,
one-
it really is. That's all it is. It's just unfortunate timing because, like you said, as an MLS brand, we don't have a lot of power going over to clubs in South America, especially in Europe as well, and saying, "Hey, look, we want to do deals." So sometimes you might have to let those clubs have a little bit more power in that situation, and it just came down to that and unfortunate injury. But we're looking forward to see what he brings next year.
Just like you said, I mean, we don't have a lot of pull. I mean, I feel like if we approach the player and say Porto approaches them, where are you going to go? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I know where I'm going. I'm going to the Portuguese. Like,
It also depends on situation.
I could agree with that too. Situation
At
and
some
how the
points,
team.
Porto is more beneficial, but obviously retirement players more likely to come to the U.S.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we have to get away from. I'm tired of being the retirement league, and we're starting to see the initiatives with the young player, the young DP initiative and stuff like that. But what we really got to get to be able to do is to start signing these players who are in their primes in European leagues to come here and play.
Well, yeah, of course. It's gonna take a long time for
Yeah.
that to happen.
Well, we're starting to see it because, like, Cara, you know what I mean,
Well,
coming from
yeah.
the Argentine or Austrian.
And I mean,
Argentine.
for years,
A couple continents away.
the MLS has been a selling league.
Yeah.
If we get good players from the Super Draft,
Yep.
or just good players that we buy in from South American teams that develop well, for example, Almiron,
Mm-hmm.
ship them out
Yep.
instantly, get the money, and once MLS clubs can build their wealth
Mhm.
and build their programs, eventually it'll be more attractive, not just for a retirement league, but a
No,
serious
yeah.
league in general. And I'm hoping the World Cup does something for that.
Yeah.
So.
So nice transition there.
That'd be fucking amazing.
We're gonna talk a little bit about the 2026 World Cup because the locations were just announced, and
We got screwed.
yeah, we weren't on the list. That's for sure. What do you guys have to say about that?
Absolute bullshit.
Fuck Atlanta.
I just
Fuck Boston too, honestly.
I just look at Kansas City
You had to have someone in the Midwest.
being. I mean, you've got Dallas and Houston.
Texas
just-
is not the Midwest.
I mean,
It's close
This
enough.
right here.
yeah.
Like, let's be honest. What the fuck is there to do in Kansas City?
And who the fuck are
Patrick
you?
Mahomes.
Stop.
Pause. Wait a minute.
Hold
What?
on.
Watch a Chiefs game. Sorry. No more. Okay. Go ahead. Continue with
I
your
was gonna
statement.
In the
say-
summer.
You guys have been around for forever. Canada, I'm talking about. Become your own fucking country. Stop mooching off the MLS, the NHL, the MLB.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
I
But-
mean, they
and-
do
and
have
then-
their own leagues.
And then
They're just-
Shit.
this right here.
The good old Mexican.
How is Mexico even allowed to have any host locations when with the continued
Monterey
Oh,
is
dear
valid, and
With
that
the-
is the only one that
with
is
the
valid.
continued bullshit that they're always the storming of the field that we had in the Atlas and
I remember because we talked about it on the podcast,
Yep.
didn't we?
the constant findings for the
Just disciplinary
hate speech and the chants and stuff like
Homophobic
that.
chants.
Yeah. But yeah, we're just going to continue to. We're just going to. It's money.
Speaking of, I don't know if you guys watched the Mexico-Costa Rica game yesterday. Empty.
Yeah.
Empty.
They probably had to play behind closed doors. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure 300 people were in the stadium to watch it. I mean, it's gotten that bad. Like, you shouldn't be able to, as a nation, be able to host something with so much value, so much prominence,
Mm-hmm.
with allegations and continued abuse.
You can say the same thing about
it just
Qatar.
bothers me.
Well,
No,
and
But that's a whole nother story.
that comes
Yeah.
down to a
Yeah.
FIFA issue. That's what it comes down to. I mean, we've already had the whole FIFA gate thing with people trying to bribe and be able to get the host locations.
Mhm.
And then Qatar, probably one of the most controversial locations you could have picked.
So sketchy.
It's like, for a game that's supposed to stand, be the beautiful game and unite people and make people feel like we're
It's
one.
the people's game,
Yeah,
not the
you-
money's game.
No, and that's the thing. It is the people's game, and it's supposed to be a game for everybody, all tribes, all nations, all colors, all everything, all genders. But you're going to go to a place that literally pushes aside every single group of people except for the males from Qatar.
Yeah, well, that's money talks, and that's unfortunate. That's how
and-
it is.
FIFA
No.
is the issue.
Knowing Mexico, the money probably didn't have a factor there, because they probably don't have the money to try to even bribe FIFA to be like, yeah, give us 3 host cities either way. It's
I mean,
it's
they're
just
going to
North America.
Monterey is going to bring in money. You know what I mean?
That
It-
stadium is the view from that stadium is
So-
something else.
it's them or Orlando, you know what I mean? And that's going to be, so it's like now if you're not giving Mexico the bids, you got to find 3 other locations in the United States that are better caliber or equal.
I would go to Denver.
Ooh, I don't know about that one.
The only thing is the elevation. But
Exactly.
if you train there, you're fine.
Well,
You're
I mean,
professional.
yeah.
I mean, you can get there early enough to where
Yeah.
you get situated to it.
I mean, it would be a little bit tough, but they also have
That
like
would have
those-
to be a group stage only.
Bring
set
your
up.
mic up.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that's been bothering me for a while.
Yeah, it fell. It happens.
Then fix it.
They have literally like the
There we
little
go.
tent things that you can sleep in to get used to the elevation change overnight too.
Yeah.
So if they did that, I think they'd be fine. I think I see the Northeast right now, and I see Toronto, Boston, New York, and Philly. You can take one of those out, even switch one of those out for Denver. Like you have probably 8 to 9 states in that open area right there that are gonna have to travel hours to try to go see a game if they want to.
Right, but now you're getting down to the venue. And the venue is better in those locations than it is Denver.
Is
and that's,
Lincoln Financial Field really better than Mile High?
yes, because it's in New York.
I think
Lincoln
we're
is
forgetting.
Philly.
I'm sorry.
I think if we're gonna go with Denver, I think we're forgetting about Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Like,
another one.
that's another
That
look.
one, I feel like that one was snubbed.
Can I
For
ask
sure.
why people were mad that Cincy didn't get one? Like, who wants to go to Ohio?
It's because I've seen so many people are saying we've played all of our games in Ohio.
But
Why
it's
haven't we gotten?
So bad.
I realize I'm not saying I want
know,
one in
yeah.
Cincy, but that's just what I've seen on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I don't know. I understand all the locations. I understand why Miami was the location picked over Orlando for the stadium aspect, but for every other aspect of
There's
it,
just so much to do in Orlando,
Right.
from theme parks to the
the
beaches that are an hour away, maybe.
Yeah.
there's your fan part of it, and then you want to move into the teams part of it. We have all the facilities here between ESPN, all the Osceola Heritage, all those fields and stuff like that, that these teams can have their own field and facility to train at and practice at before they have their matches. It's not like they're going to have to schedule times to get into the stadium to make sure that.
Yeah, you said the stadium was the factor bringing Miami over us. I think that's the case for Atlanta. 'Cause
That's
what
the
does
same thing for
have
Atlanta.
over us, apart from the nicer stadium, but they also have a turf field in there. Yes, the Citrus Bowl is turf, but it's way easier to lay out grass in the sun, and you have the rain.
Yeah,
for it.
let it take.
So how doing that in Mercedes-Benz is going to be interesting.
That's going to be a nightmare, and I'm interested to see how well the field takes in time there, because they're not going to take it out with time to take. They're going to push it to that deadline where it's going to be like, all right, so they say 3 weeks after you lay the sod, this is when it's going to take, be uniform, da-da-da-da-da. They're going to be game 1 at Mercedes-Benz is going to be on that 3-week mark.
Oh, I think
And I think it also has to do with the Florida weather, right? The Florida weather pattern in like June, July, with no indoor, no retractable anything.
yeah.
There's
Yeah,
always a chance for rain between like 11 a.m. to fucking hell. It was raining at like 2 in the morning.
What venue
Last
are they
night.
using for Los Angeles?
SoFi,
Okay.
Mhm.
which is
sense.
fair.
Yep, makes sense.
That's why I
kinda
could
open
see
area.
Orlando not being picked because of
I mean, you.
Florida weather.
Yeah.
That's
And there could be so many cancellations, which makes Orlando an unreliable.
So then, does that bring up a conversation in the future to I know we renovated the Citrus Bowl in 2014 is when it finished.
To add a
Do you-
retractable roof.
Not even out a retractable roof. They knocked down everything but the 2 top stands, and they redid the whole bottom. In a couple years, couple decades, does that bring up a conversation to knock that whole thing down and then build a new, nicer stadium to then try to get a World Cup bid again
I mean,
in
that's what,
decades to come?
that's exactly what they did in Atlanta. You had the Georgia Dome.
Yeah,
very
I
nice, very nice stadium for what it's worth for as long as it was up, but they completely demolished it and put up Mercedes-Benz, and it paid off for them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this was our case for us to dump some money into it and put a retractable onto it, because we have time to get it done and make sure. And the
City's
amount,
not going to do that.
well,
when we just
but
finished it 10
that's the problem,
years
is
ago.
that our city doesn't want to put the money into it because they are seeing the cost right now, and they're not seeing the possible financial payoff of all the people. If you're coming from another country to watch a World Cup game, Are you going to Atlanta or are you going to Orlando? Because after you're done with the game, what are you going to be able to do?
Stadium, I would say Orlando.
I think even if it was a little bit under, the amount of attractions in Orlando is exponentially greater than anything in Atlanta.
We're different here because we're much more analytical people, and we go to experience a lot more than just the game. Whereas your typical family, if they want to go watch a World Cup game and they're coming to watch a World Cup game, they're not – stadium doesn't matter to them as much. They're going to come to Orlando because they got Disney, Universal, the beaches, SeaWorld, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like that's enough ranting about the World Cup because
I've seen enough on Twitter the past week or so.
we will be doing plenty of that when the World Cup actually comes around this year.
But if we're being honest, we'll still go to the games in Miami. It's not that far away.
Either one.
Yeah.
Fuck Atlanta.
I'm definitely going – oh, fuck Miami. I mean –
yes, but I'd rather go to Miami than Atlanta.
You're just biased. You love Miami for some reason.
at the same time, fuck Houston.
Was way too close.
Yeah, definitely. I was on the drive back, so I didn't get to watch much of this game, but I was listening to the entirety of it. Definitely a nail-biter at the end there.
It had been a long time since I had been in that stadium by myself.
You just
Huh?
bring your mic up.
He's looking like
you're
Al.
talking-
Yeah, I was going to say throwback to Al.
You got Al talking like this, but you're down here talking to your dick.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. No, the first time I had been in that stadium by myself, and the nerves were there, for sure. Typical Oscar Pereja form. We go up, and we just kind of relax, and then that's where you see, and starting like 65th minute, Houston really started putting it together, as they should, because we just sit back and let them play through. So it was nerve-wracking for sure, but it was nice to see that we could keep the result. So
on the attack momentum chart, the one right before halftime, that one that goes all the way up to the top, is that Carr's missed chance at the back post?
No, Carr's missed chance was around the 65th minute, I want to say.
Probably one of those three to the right.
Yeah.
So what is the one that surely should have been a goal by this?
Probably
That
Junior's
was-
Junior. Oh, that's what it is.
Junior sitter that he
skied.
skied again.
Ooh, that's another conversation that's a slide in here for, but he's kind of starting to make my blood boil, I can't lie.
Yeah. Yeah,
Something
it's
else.
Oh God, I heard Zach in the stadium. Good Lord!
yeah.
Every time Junior was on the ball or took a shot, you could just hear Zach.
He had one shot. He forced the keeper into a good save. And I sarcastically clapped and was like, huh, finally. But there's at least... Oh, I did... you might as well go to that slide now, yeah. 1.96 XG in his last 5 league appearances. Like, you're looking at that like, all right, and should have scored 2 goals in 5 games. But realistically, it's 3 to 4, maybe 5 that he should have scored, with the amount of chances that he's missed just inside the 6. I can remember the one against Houston, far post, somehow he missed that. The one this game, yeah, that's all I got a list. But there was one that was 0.7 XG, which is like
I believe
7 out
that
of
was
10
the one
times.
off the corner, correct? It was off of a corner, and it was just a free ball and stuck a leg out, and it just missed.
Probably
For Junior, was that the one where he headed it, forced the keeper into a save, and then skied it from half a yard out?
See, the fact that you can just name them is the problem.
That's the issue. And
Sorry, last thing, and then you can go. That the 1.96 XG is just like the XG added up from the last 5 games. There was one that was 0.07, one that was 0.7, one that was 0.56, and one that was kind of through maybe 0.2-ish. But I believe one of them he didn't create any XG, so I think he only had expected goals in 4.
4 out of the 5
matches.
matches. Yeah, it's getting ugly, and the problem is who else do we put in that spot?
Sebas.
Yeah. I mean, he's not playing on the wing right now for us, so.
Yeah, I don't understand what he has done to not get anything. Like, yeah, his passing accuracy is good. Sebas can do the same thing. He can also shoot.
Junior's all-around game box to box is, I feel like, very underappreciated. But if he's the one missing our chances, I feel like that says something about how the way we attack.
He's not the only one missing chances.
I mean, that's not
multiple.
Yeah, but the issue is if he's the one missing the chances, like, and Carr is not getting them, then obviously we're not doing something exactly right. I mean, it was nice to see Carr finally got more than one goal. He finally got 2 goals in a game. But I think Junior is so valuable as far as pressing that if we don't have him in the team, it completely looks different front to back.
Yeah, I can agree with that. The first game that he was playing that right wing spot, I actually kind of liked him out there, I do have to say, because I thought he brought something different to the wing position than a traditional wing. Mm-hmm. He's not as pacey. He's not going to try to beat you like that. He's going to be physical. He's going to win balls. He's going to hold up play from there and try to connect. It stopped working for him. People figured out that that's what they're going to do, so they sat back a little bit more. They didn't press him as high up the field. They cut off his passing lanes and made him try to take people on, and that's not his strong suit. So I feel like that string of not looking good, not finishing chances has affected his confidence overall. And now you know better than anybody, because you guys have had Timo Werner and Chelsea squad for how long? And no, it's so true though. You know what I mean? If you get down on your confidence and you continue to get down on your confidence, it's not going to come back. We look at Juan. You know what I mean? He was bad form, came out, scored that goal, and now look at him. He's back into some semblance of form. He's contributing. He's connecting with people.
Yeah. But like there's no reason. Timo has missed some terrible chances from inside the 6. But 80% of the time he's putting them away. This is 7% of the time he's putting them away. Because it is ridiculous. He's literally right in front of the goal, and all he has to do is not put it way wide or straight up. And he manages to do both of those instead of just tapping it in.
And that comes back to my thing about the confidence, because don't you remember the first 3-4 games of the season when he was our top scorer and we were talking goals? You know what? But it was still not like he was skying shots and stuff like that. He was putting shots on frame. Last year, he was a goal scorer. There was a stretch of games there where he was the guy that was scoring goals for us. Like, he's a valuable player. I do agree with that, but he needs to get out of the squad for right now. He needs to be able to rebuild his confidence coming in off the bench against tired legs, maybe getting some more opportunities.
See, I don't know about putting him on the bench, because from a confidence perspective,
that knocks it down even more.
It knocks it even worse. Like, you're going out there, it's just not happening. You get put on the bench, you never know if it will happen. So,
but at some point, you got to bite the bullet. You know what I mean? Yeah, it may knock your confidence down more, but I feel like most professional athletes at this point will look at it. Yes, it sucks. You're gonna get down on yourself, but maybe it gives you that extra drive, that extra motivation to put that extra 10% in practice every day, and that starts to build your confidence. You know what I mean? Now you're starting to see better performances in practices. Now you're subbed on. Tired legs, you're looking a lot better, and that's where you start to build your confidence back, is the way I feel.
I rag on him a lot now, but I was also praising him when he was scoring goals at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, keep him on, blah, blah, blah. He's scoring goals, one of our better players right now. And now he's done this, and I'm shitting on him. So if he starts scoring again, I'll
Zach's back on the junior train.
It's the fickle nature of the game, of the sport.
But like right now, it's every single time that he's in and around the box, I'm like, please don't shoot. There's even just passes that he can make, and sometimes he's not making those passes. So it's anywhere in the attacking third, it's just not working out. Because I see him make passes to the side or even backwards sometimes. But if it was Mo in that position, if it was Facundo in that position, there's something more creative that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it may hurt his confidence, but at a certain point when it's not working, and winning comes before the player's confidence, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So we were looking at the attacking momentum, and we saw typical Orlando City where we sit back, but let's look a little bit into the stats of this matchup. We got them up on the screen right now for you guys, and we did have more shots. You know, we are starting to put shots. Remember what was it against Cincinnati when we had one shot and it wasn't even on target or something like that, or two shots and it wasn't even on target.
That was bad.
That was the home game.
The home game, third game.
Red Bulls, right?
No,
Where
it was.
we didn't have anything.
No, it had to be the Cincy game.
It was
Cincy
it
game
was
at home
one of
that
the
you
two.
walked out on?
It was both of those games were horrendous.
So we're seeing 18 total shots, 6 of them being big chances.
Yeah, and I mean, it should have been 3. I mean, we're talking about Junior missing chances, but that Kara one, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, Kara's one is included in that big chance miss. Junior's is in that big chance missed. I mean,
we get on Junior a lot, but there's times where I've seen Kara miss sitters too. So Junior's not the only one. Yeah. Yesterday, I think it was the last home game too. The one that Kara wide open on the back post and heads it wide.
Oh yeah, he had it into the side netting.
Yeah.
That's
You
terrible.
talking
about
about
that?
Saturday?
No, not
No.
Saturday.
Yeah, I
the
was
last
gonna say,
previous
last
home
home game. So it's not just the Junior problem, in my opinion. There's
it's a finishing problem across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is that a new problem though for us?
no.
I mean, ever since DK left, it's been a finishing problem.
I miss Daryl so much.
Yeah, and even we were talking about this on one of the other episodes. It's like, all right, so we came into the league, we had Dom, did well. Kyle Aaron did well. Since then, who have we had?
Do we? We didn't have.
We didn't have Dom in the
first
league.
year.
Not in the first year. I'm sorry, that was right before. And
Dom, in the first part of his first stint here, or his only stint here in MLS, good finisher. Kyle Aaron, brilliant finisher. Terrible driver. What's his face? Daryl DK, great finisher.
What's
great
his
striker.
face? To have some respect.
but that's the problem. From Kyle Aaron to Daryl DK, I cannot name one good finishing striker.
Tesho.
Shut the fuck up.
You're on
have
2.
To, you might no.
No,
That's
no,
not
no,
2.
no,
That's
no.
the entire thing.
That was a joke. Calm down.
That's one for a shit joke.
No, you laughed, didn't you? You smirked, you laughed, so it's not shit if you laughed.
I mean, I smirked because I knew what I was about to tell you.
Well, he laughed, so it's not a shit joke.
No, I was laughing at myself.
Yeah, it's not hard to do.
Funny.
Yeah,
Great
so I would have to say deservedly, I think we won this game. I mean, we definitely sat back and they got back into the game, but
That's the only reason.
we got to stop
I
doing
mean,
that.
The first 60 minutes, we flat out dominated them. Last 30 minutes, nowhere near that, and it almost cost us.
That says bottom 2, top 1.
Top 2, bottom 1.
I did not change it to top 2, bottom 1 because we won a game at home.
Hey, woo.
Gotta love it.
Nice. So, who wants to go ahead and get us started off?
I believe your name is the first slide on there, but if there's also not the names on there.
Oh.
I can edit them in post, but that's a lot of work. So if you just keep it on that, you don't even have to show it. I don't know. Put the slides up there. I'll put the work in tonight. Grab
Cool.
2 more monsters. I'm
Nice.
home.
Dude, don't you already have 3?
What?
I thought you brought back 3 monsters.
I brought 2 here. This is my second one.
Dear God.
All right. So, I'm up first. Top 2, bottom 1. My first top player is going to be Facundo. Again, creative, always looking to progress the ball forward. Gavin made a great point with Lyman's blog when he said that he's always 2 steps, 1 step ahead of everybody else on the team, and he's not a gelled. And since that moment, yeah, I've definitely seen that. I can get along that.
I was looking for that too.
Yeah. You know, you could see it. The passes are always a little bit behind him. They're always a little bit too far outside. It's because he's anticipating before the pass is even
Great
made.
example of that with who played? Was that him? No, who played the ball out to him? That was short?
Junior. Wasn't it?
Was it actually Junior?
The first goal?
No, the one.
The one that you.
Oh, no, that was
shit on.
Carr.
That was Carr.
Kara
Kara,
played short.
slow ball out,
Mhm.
and so then
So you
the
see
defense was
that.
able to get
Get in
back into
position,
shape
yeah.
for somewhat.
But if it's played in front of him, he's taking that.
Yeah, he takes that in stride.
You play that into all that space so he can actually cut in and use that left foot, but
That's too much to ask for.
I've been loving seeing him on the right. Sorry to interrupt, by the way, but
you're good.
I've been loving seeing him on the right more. I feel like he's way more dangerous and lethal out there, cutting in and creating.
Yeah, I think the overload too with Juan over there definitely attributes to giving him that ability to get some more space. So, the other top player, honorable mention, is going to go to Kara. He's the 2-goal guy. Obviously, you're very highly rated, but he still isn't doing striker things off the ball.
He was lucky to get that second one.
He's not truly moving around in the box. He's not truly pressing all game. He's not getting back and then getting involved in the midfield. You're right.
My stomach is having itself a time.
Heard that.
Zach ate Jr. and he was growling.
But my highest rated player is gonna yet again be Mauricio. The guy comes consistently, is the most creative player on the pitch, has the most vision, has the leadership ability. There's a reason he wears that captain's band. I mean, you can't take anything away from him. I laughed at him in the beginning of the year for saying that he was going to be the MVP because it was a stretch based on his, performances last year.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I am not mad at all at that. Lowest rated player, I'm going to put Pedro, Kyle Smith, and Robin Janssen all together on this one because they fell asleep on that one goal that they had.
Interesting.
Interesting take there.
That was I was going to contradict that heavily.
I was okay.
Yeah.
Contradict it. I mean, like I said to you guys when we were watching it, all three of them should have done better on that. I mean, Pedro, I guess, yes, he should have. The finish is phenomenal. The finish is phenomenal. But why are you not getting your defense to be more awake and letting and saying things and commanding them to be in places? Because that ball should have never come in to the box.
But that's not. So that
That's
ball.
so
Not
that's
coming
not
in.
then when it
Johnson
does
or
come into
Kyle's
the
fault.
box, Kyle Smith doesn't step.
So you're
And
basically
Robin
playing
Janssen
half the
just-
team?
Huh?
Is this a bottom? What is this? Top?
No,
Bottom four.
Literally bottom three. They're all there for the one mistake that was made, and they all fell asleep.
Kyle's like 6 inches smaller than the dude
Was he
that won
one
the
that went
header.
for the header? Or was
Yeah.
it Robin?
No, Kyle went for the header. Robin stepped up to the guy that was in front of him.
It was a weird ball in.
It was
because he was driving, which made Kyle back up, and he was behind, and he redirected it, so it was hard for Kyle to step up. But it was an exquisite finish.
Neither one of them stepped to him before he was able to get into that position. In between the both of them, it's not like either one of them tried to cut him off from running into that lane. Kyle, coming from behind, didn't put any pressure on.
So then, by that logic, it should also be Joao's fault, or whoever was tracking back for Kuhn, or whoever's lined up out there.
It was probably one of our midfielders that probably should have got out there because our back was forward. Our fullback was forward.
So top 2, bottom 7.
I mean, you can hate as much as you want, but
It's just a bit absurd to be blaming the 2 center backs on that.
I don't know. How is that?
And the keeper.
The goal was scored because the keeper did not make the save, and the 2 center backs allowed the header to go in. Yes, it was a phenomenal finish, and I'm not getting as
bottom
much.
fucking corner.
All right, so Jake Mulroney allowed him to play the ball in. Whoever scored it, I can't remember his name, was allowed to run to the top of the box and just beautifully redirect it towards the back post. I mean, we've seen twice Mulroney not being the best defensive player. It's just a beautiful ball, and then a fantastic
It's a great
header.
finish. He's running away from goal when he heads it.
Yeah,
That's not much you can do.
It is a great finish under minimal pressure.
But he's also running away from his own goal, flicking it back post, putting it literally right against the post, and then
I wouldn't say minimal pressure either, because Kyle, it's not
he's
like
tracking him.
it's not like he's like 5 yards back. He's still on him.
How are you going to pressure him when he's running away from goal? You just got to keep up with him. That's all you can do in that situation. It's not like you can, or else there's probably going to be a pen, because if Kyle's on him, he's probably going to go down, or he's going to trip.
I mean, we're never going to agree on this because it's just me, and my takes are always horrendous. But
Facts.
This one was hot as shit. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm
It's already
being
hot in here too.
I'm being 100% on. We fell asleep
are.
there. We fell asleep there. We see Rodrigo and Janssen paired there.
So then it's
One of them-
Realistically, your bottom one's Oscar for not getting the team set up.
No, because
Bottom one has to be the referee from last week then.
Yeah.
On to the next.
Am I
Dave,
going?
you're next. Yeah, I
Me?
believe you're the
All
next
right.
one.
Well, fuck the rules. Instead of top 2, bottom 1, I'm going top 3.
It's just all right. Malleable. This
Fuck
week.
you. My first top guy. I'm gonna give it to Mo. He was a fucking wizard. Like, I've seen him play really good games, but he was just absolutely on one. Everything from his touch to his passes, everything was so crisp, so creative. Without Mo, Carr's not scoring anything. Second, Kyle Smith. He's out of position. He played a really good game defensively.
He did way better than his first appearance at center back.
Yeah, I mean, he really picked up the slack, and I don't think he's at fault for that last goal, or for the first goal. And then, what is it? Third, I'm going to go to Pedro.
You're just fully contradicting.
No, 'cause I was.
Exactly.
It sounds so wrong after that, but like that was actually what I was planning to do from the beginning, because yes, he didn't save it, but he still made a ridiculous save at the end of the game
Yeah.
to keep another goal out. So big ups to Pedro.
Bottom one.
Bottom one, fuck it, Junior.
Yeah. I'm starting with my bottom one. I'm going Junior. I think I've said enough as to why. Then my top. Let's go top 10. I'm gonna go with Mo. A little bit biased, but he's also been in your top and your top. So, I
think
don't
we
think
can
I
all
need to
agree he just had a
explain
really good game.
And then my other one, I'm trying to decide between. I know I said Kara didn't play a great game, but scoring 2 goals, you can't really discredit that.
Realistically,
Facundo-
one was a tap in and the other one was tapped.
Deflection.
Yeah.
What was this? The second goal was a deflection.
The second
yeah.
goal was the one that Mo hit straight at him.
Did the first goal go off of the defender and then onto him, or no, it was just straight off of him? And then I think it maybe hit the defender. I don't know. I'm going with Facundo because he provided that first assist, and he was just kind of good this game. Yeah, I mean, you gave honorable mention to Caro. Like I said, you can't discredit the 2 goals, but I think there's still some stuff that he has to work on outside of the 18 because that's where he does all of his good work.
Did you give your bottom one?
You said
Yeah, you
Junior.
said
Started
Junior.
off with Junior.
Something that got looked over at the end of the game that could have settled my nerves. I'm going to go bottom 1, Benji.
Yeah, that miss
That miss
was enough to put him in the bottom 1.
I was screaming at anything. I hadn't said a word in 20 minutes ever since they had left me alone in the stands. And I turned manic. I don't even know what happened to me. I was just so angry. I'm really looking forward to him getting back to where he was last year, kind of at the beginning of the year when he was scoring goals. So yeah, that's my bottom 1. My top 2 is going to be Mo. And we'll get to the next person, but Mo was brilliant. That link-up play on the left side was awesome from when it went to Moutinho to him. Just that one little dink pass in to set up the goal was gorgeous. And I'm going to go João Moutinho for my second one. It was really nice seeing a balanced offense, not having to rely on just Ruan down the right side. I feel like we had gotten to that a couple games and it had harmed us because we were just very one-sided. So I think Joao did a really good job getting forward, providing width on the left flank, and his cross ended up leading to the second goal after a couple of deflections and stuff like that. So those are my top 2 and bottom 1.
Or underrated player Jake Moretti.
I was just about to say that.
He put in a good shift. 4 total shots. What was it like? It was like 3 blocked, maybe 1 off target, I think.
Just being pesky, earning fouls.
That's what you want from him, though. You don't need that full 100% quality because he's there to be that role player. And I think he started the last 2 matches.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's starting to win that starting role over Benji, and then Sylvester's hurt. Who knows what's going on with Pato? If Facundo ends up starting on the right and then Moreni on the left,
I'd
maybe
be
that's a good combination.
totally content with that.
Yeah. So he's been good for us the past 2 games, and even against someone he was fouled like 5 times, just wasn't able to get into a rhythm. But it's winning those fouls, because one of them was it was right when Kara scored right before half, and then I think we went on to lose that game.
That was the Dallas game.
Yes, it was, because Kara scored and flick header to the back post.
Mm-hmm.
So he was even decent in that game, winning fouls and trying to get us good balls in the box.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's time for you to eat your.
Here we go.
I'm about to get beaned.
I don't even. Does anyone have some? Can I sip? Do you have water? A bunch of it
Did you
left?
finish this entire
Yes.
thing? Good God, your arteries.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, good lord. What flavor is this? What are the? Tell me the choices. I
All
think
right.
this is Tutti Frutti or Dirty Socks.
Which one is that? That is either. Do you want this or do you want like something with flavor?
No, just water. I just need something to wash it down quick.
Heard.
It's bad.
Let me see it.
It's a Tutti Frutti. I think it's Tutti Frutti or something else. Tutti Frutti or Dirty Socks.
Dirty dishwasher.
That's just not what that is. That is either dirty dishwasher or birthday cake.
I hope you have to suffer.
I hope I don't, because I've been cocked like 8 times.
Pause! Pause! Pause!
I meant cocked.
How do we do this shit?
Cocked. No, stop. You can have it.
Oh, there you go. That's the second one.
Oh, this smells like birthday cake. I'm happy.
Oh, yep. Take this one, buddy.
Oh, you're kidding me.
You hear what you said.
Yeah. There's that. There's
Jinxed
that.
it.
It smells like birthday cake.
That's the.
You just got bean boozled, my
All right,
friend.
that's the first one out of the the way.
You
Why do
you
hold the
just said.
bottle like that. Might as well give it a 2-hand grip. Like,
That's about to be 3.
I don't even need it. You're just a pussy on that one. That was not that bad.
Just wait.
Me?
You'll be tasting that.
Oh, okay, what's this one?
Let me
Tell
see.
me this isn't the Band-Aid.
Yeah, it's either pomegranate or
Pomegranate
Band-Aid.
or old bandage.
So if you tuned into the live, you watched
That's
Bryce
not what you said.
that's just unfortunate.
watched Bryce basically vomit that halfway across the room. So let's see.
How did... Maybe it just smells like
Were you gonna say how do they get the old bandage taste?
No, I was... Because the other one smelled like birthday cake, but I think it just smells like sugar. No, I can't. If I get another bad one...
Ooh.
What's a good flavor? Pomegranate?
Mm-hmm.
That's pomegranate.
I
I would
think
hope you would know the difference between
yeah, I was gonna say
and a Band-Aid.
I think you would have known if you got dirty Band-Aid. That's for sure.
All right, that's fine.
All right. Well, anything else you
I
guys
don't like pomegranate.
want to talk about?
You have youth taste buds.
What do we got coming up?
We have. What's our next match?
I believe that's Cincy, correct?
Since you're right. Yeah, it is Cincy.
Mm-hmm. No Open Cup before that, right?
No, the Open
No,
Cup
that'll be
is
after.
Like the 22nd, 23rd?
Sweet.
We have this Friday night in Cincinnati, 7:30 p.m. kick, and then Wednesday the next week is Nashville at home, Exploria in the Open Cup, 7 p.m. kickoff.
Heard. So be on the lookout for that pod. Probably Friday morning is the day it'll get out, the preview.
Heard.
Because we're probably going to have to. Only time is Thursday to record or something like that, I think. So
Understood.
Fair.
But be on the lookout for the preview. It's good to be back. It's good to be in the studio doing this again, getting back to the consistency of it. It's good to be yelled at for being critical of this team and wanting the best for
Fuck
us. You
Being
know,
critical of every single person involved in one goal.
hey, we can go down the list. Carr didn't press hard enough off the kickoff. He just kind of stood there.
Goalkeeping
You know
coach's
what I
fault.
mean?
Next thing you
He's
know,
not
we're
getting
just gonna
Pedro.
be bashing Oscar for losing another hair.
Fucking
It's the
fucking
fans'
Pep
fault.
Guardiola's fault that Pedro didn't do anything there.
It's honestly the wall's fault for not making enough noise to move the stadium.
It's kind of
That's what it is.
Yes.
No.
That's what it comes down to.
And then it would have hit the post
Well,
and not gone in.
There you go.
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, if you guys actually showed up and filled out the wall, it would be a lot harder to score on us at home. But hey,
That's another.
That's another-
topic.
Hashtag pack
that's
the
another
fucking
time.
stadium, please.
So now it's the fans' fault, the coaching staff's fault, the stadium for not being malleable enough, Morini's fault, Kyle Smith's fault, Pedro's fault, Robin's fault.
I love how you guys have just gone so far from that when I made a simple statement that
Your bottom one was 3 players.
that neither one of our center backs stepped on that.
How? What do you mean?
Honestly,
step
that
two?
take might deserve a bean.
I will not be eating a bean for that.
Ew, Bean.
I will not, because we'll argue about it off camera, because actually, you know what? I'm never going to win an argument with you guys,
How about-
because
Are you saying
Because
stepping?
that's just like, what the fuck?
all right.
That's what that is.
So you're saying somebody is running across goal, right?
Somebody's running away from the goal.
But he moved towards the goal first, and now he's moving away before the ball was kicked in, right? I didn't see the replay as much and many times as you guys have now watched
When
it.
you when you're
I've
when
seen it
you're
once,
taught
the
as
replay.
a forward, you are supposed to check to,
Mm-hmm.
then come back.
Right,
Create
okay.
space.
So, but my thing is as soon as that ball's in the air, somebody needs to step, somebody needs to sweep, like we always see with a center back pairing when there's somebody in the box. The two of them stood where they were at. Kyle Smith attempted to put pressure on him.
But he's running away. So he's still putting pressure on him, but he's
we
running away.
We just got to give him a magnet next time. He's going to be sucked straight to his chest. Pause.
I thought this pod was over.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Take your pick. Fire
Why-
or ice.
Isn't this toothpaste or something?
Toothpaste or berry blue.
You melon.
That one's
on the couch.
right. Yeah, toothpaste or berry blue. I don't know how that's bad.
It's not. That's literally the best flavor.
That's the best one.
Yeah, no, I'm still saying one. Kyle Smith got turned around outside of the box. So that's why he was in that position.
Can I see the replay, please?
Robin and him were within 5 yards of each other on the left half side of the goal before that ball came in. So positioning is just poor by the both
Do you
of
want
them.
them to not be?
Would you rather them be on the top of the 18 waiting for the guy to run there or in leaving space on the top of the 6 for him to finish? Like,
You can't let him get in behind.
Hang on.
No. That's proper wording. I don't
When a
care.
guy's banging you.
When we go from
I think we should end this.
No, this is how these podcasts go.
here
Can you play the whole clip?
to here,
So he's being marked.
he's been turned around. Kyle Smith has been turned
He's running back.
He's running with the back line.
Why?
You want him to backpedal?
I want him to flip his hips. Yes, not turn around completely.
That was a flight football move.
I'm so what?
He's running with the back. What?
It's not good enough. End of story. I'm the critical one. I always have been.
So
It's-
he's being marked. He's
it's-
being marked.
It's not good enough.
The ball comes in. He's
He
running
just
away
runs
from.
he runs in between defenders.
You're being like, yeah, you're critical most of the time, but this is like a little over critical.
We went up 2
You
goals.
say he gets turned around where?
Watch him. Literally,
He's facing this way, and then he turns to run. If he backpedals, the guy's getting in behind, and the ball's played in earlier.
Like if the ball's out here, I'm not gonna run closed off in this direction, right?
I'm sorry. What are you asking?
Because this is exactly what happened. The ball's on this side,
Right.
and he's running like this. Like if you see his left foot out in front, would you rather have him like
Turn that way.
turned around?
To where his back is kind of facing, he's running this way.
Because you're saying he gets turned around, but like nothing happens.
he's man marking, because if he looks over his shoulder and sees the guy there, that's good defending.
What I mean by turn around is he was in the position to not allow him to get into the middle of the field, in between the center backs. He was in that position. He moves. The striker moves to the outside. Kyle Smith moves to his outside shoulder. He now is inside both of the center backs. He got turned around is what I mean by that.
I just have a different definition of turned around then.
Turned around is like ankles broken, kind of
I'm
thing.
not-
right?
Like turning shoulders.
Again, this is just you
Well,
guys taking everything I say and taking it
No,
to
are
the max of it.
No,
I
no,
say-
no.
I
I'm
was
just
trying
trying
to
to
hear
figure
you
out
out.
like your definition of turned around
No,
right now.
no, but he said you get your ankles broken, sat down. Like, no, he got
Right.
turned around in my
what he's saying is like, you know, you drive one way, you go the other, and you're still like facing that way.
Yeah,
what
that's not
turned
what
around.
not what I'm saying in this instance. What I'm saying in this instance is he crossed his face, quote unquote, because he was
That's
running
the
away.
Makara goal.
Yes, I know. I accidentally hit.
I'm sorry, I forgot they were back to back.
So he crossed his face, quote unquote, because he's running away from goal, goes to the outside shoulder. Kyle Smith gets in bad position there, turned around, quote unquote, and now he's able to get back into the middle there.
That's just track. So the guy moves to his outside, Kyle's left shoulder. Kyle looks over, sees him. That's where we're at right now. He's
Mhm.
running
That could
back.
also
Doesn't
be
the
because
striker make
Ruan's
an
just
S
not in
run?
position to defend that.
He looks at his over his right shoulder. The striker still being to the left of Kyle. Then striker moves inside, in between Robin and Kyle. Ball comes in, early ball in. Now striker is running away from the goal, and flicks in a beautiful header. I can't see how. Like, it's just an early ball in. Yeah, he wasn't expecting it, so it all goes back to them being asleep. That's
I
what
just
it
think
is,
the
just them being
striker's
asleep.
movement was really good off the ball
Also
there.
that, yeah.
If you watch it, the striker
I mean,
hits his back shoulder, then cuts in front of him. That's good running by the
Nice.
striker.
The fake back post run to then cut in, and then run away from the goal and still flick it back post, which
Well,
is great.
you guys continue to excuse us falling asleep and allowing
I'm not
goals
saying
to go
we
like
didn't fall
this.
asleep.
And
You said
I
we
will
also fell
say,
asleep.
that right there was not good enough, and that was the worst part of that game.
Fair
Well, yeah,
point.
conceding a goal is the worst part of the game when it's only one. So yes, it's falling asleep, but it's also not as bad as you're making it out to be.
I'm not saying it's. We got into this argument because you guys are sitting here, and you, specifically you, take everything I say and take it to the most critical, harshest way of it. When I say that something's bad, I mean something is bad, face value. I don't mean that's the worst ever thing I've ever seen in my life. That sucks. Get them out of my fucking club.
Yeah,
Because that's the
That's-
way everybody takes it.
that's not how. How did I? Take
Because
that
you
way?
guys, it's literally, we're still arguing about this because you
It
said
just doesn't really make sense.
and then
because
he-
you're calling out 3 players, including the keeper, who has no shot of saving it.
for an early ball in and good movement. From
He
the
did say
striker,
exclude
we were
Gillespie
asleep.
though.
I said
He did, but he said, goalkeeper didn't save it. So
it was a good finish. Yes, obviously he didn't save it, so that is a negative mark on his rating because it's a goal that goes in on you. Not always are you going to be able to save, but every single time that a goal is scored on you, your rating is dropped because a goal is scored.
yeah, but how does that drop him into the bottom 3 or 4?
Because it was one of the best headers we've seen at Explorer Stadium, to be honest.
Give me Daryl's in stoppage time.
Relax.
Yeah, that was very good. But
Relax.
this is impressive, running backwards and still managing to put it.
I really don't
Kissing
care.
both of
Daryl's is still better.
That's why I said one of the best, not the best.
Either way, we got to get out
We're
of here.
just trying to argue to argue.
Yeah,
so.
no. We got to get
Fuck
out of
you.
here.
Fuck G-Man Choi. Fuck the Rays.
Underrated player in the MLB.
Trash can.
All right, we got a watch party, July 17th versus Atlanta at Tin Roof.
Pop out.
We will be there for that. Hopefully you guys will be too. First podcast back in a while. Who knows how long we just ran for. Look out for another one this coming week. Follow us on the socials at OCFanTV or OCFanTV22 on Twitter. Yeah, your take was stupid, and that's all I got to say.
My take was honest.
Fuck the Rays.
That's all.
That's all I got to say.